You're watching the U.S. Marines NIBC Series. It's time for Game 2 as we launch the National Interscholastic Basketball Conference, home to some of the top high school programs in America, and the top program going right now, Montverde Academy, west of Orlando, Florida, plays host to another longtime power, Oak Hill. For years, we've wondered what this might be like, a league for the best of the best in high school basketball. Now we have it. 8 schools, 6 of them ranked in the Sports Center Next Top 25, and you'll see 38 games this season across the ESPN networks. And hi there and welcome, along with ESPN's National Director of Recruiting, Paul Biancardi. I'm Ted Emmerich. After the game we saw just a moment ago, Sunrise Christian's win over IMG, I'm on board, Paul. Just the kind of elite competition the NIBC is going to deliver, and it should be no different with this game.
Tonight we have 2 Hall of Fame coaches and teams that are loaded with talent at the next level for college, and NBA prospects as well. 2 of the giants in the high school game. This should be a great one.
Oak Hill has churned out stars for decades under their coach, Steve Smith. Next in line, Paul, Chris Livingston.
Well, Chris Livingston is a combination of physical tools and finesse. A freakish athlete in many ways. One of the best finishers in the high school game. He can make the open 3-point shot if you leave him. A high-level rebounder. He's going to play for John Calipari at Kentucky.
Part of that #1 recruiting class for 2022. And it's time for our Chipotle player spotlight, Paul. It's Montverde's Derek Whitehead, who's headed to Duke.
Whitehead, one of the most complete players in the high school game. Smooth, fluid, a power jumper who seeks out to dunk on you. He's going to play for John Shire next year at Duke.
Shire is in the building tonight. By the way, look at his go-to order at Chipotle, the chicken bowl, just like Grady Dick. Wonder if he adds a little queso or a little guac for a little bit extra.
I wonder if those guys dine together. I mean, separate teams, NIBC, but do they eat together?
Montverde and Sunrise met for the Geico National Championship in the spring. They'll actually play on ESPN Plus Saturday night as part of the NIBC this week. But the NIBC opener for both of these teams, Montverde, the defending champs, and Oak Hill, long-time powerhouse. They have 4 this year. Livingston, the headliner, but Ree and Mintz are also in the ESPN 100. Meanwhile, for Montverde, loaded as usual. They do have 10 newcomers around the holdovers. Renault, hood-schifino, and it's Montverde on the board with the basket. Renault is headed to Florida. And joined Memphis after his junior year of high school. That said, Iwuchukwu can still be a force on the interior.
He may not be the same player as Jalen Duran offensively, but defensively, he's a better shot blocker. Not the rebounder, but a better shot blocker.
Renault with the basket for Montverde after Dylan Mitchell had the first bucket. And a 4-1 lead for the Eagles. Caleb Foster, the junior point guard committed to Duke, turned it over. Oh, Derek Whitehead with an eruption at the rim. As well.
He does, and he can make threes. I just didn't have the chance to mention that. He does so many things well.
That's why he's the top 5 player in the country. Oak Hill in transition. Judah Mintz lays in Duran at Memphis after reclassifying, and Ryan Nembhard, who is starring already at Creighton. What a move by Whitehead. He slashes in for 2.
Oak Hill playing a 1-3-1 zone. Nice attack by Montverde. They found the gap, and they penetrated.
Livingston from beyond the arc. Offensive rebound, Justin McBride. Gregory couldn't get it to fall. And Oak Hill ends up with a bucket.
If Oak Hill can score with consistency, then they can set their defense, but it's going to be
Montverde, the #1 team in the country, defending Geico National Champions. They have a 16-11 lead as we start the second quarter. So this is night 1 of the NIBC. Just some of the NBA players that have come through schools that are in the NIBC. 5 players at the right there from Montverde. A couple from Oak Hill. Cole Anthony, Keldon Johnson in the lead. 3-point deficit. Here's Foster in transition. Devin Ree, the ESPN 100 player, headed to LSU. Couldn't hit. Tommy Evans, the Euro step, and the pretty finish off. Go ahead, Paul.
No, Jalen Hood-Schifino with the great push. You were saying he made it with his offhand. There's no resistance when you turn it over.
Evans from the outside off the mark. Kevin Boyle and Ray Miller say that he's the best shooter on the team already in his first year. Foster rejected.
You're right, Dylan Mitchell blocked it, Ted, but Iwuchukwu just intimidated him.
Evans, the drop off.
The three-point shooter in the corner. As you mentioned, headed to Indiana, they love Jalen Hood-Schifino.
And there he is from beyond the arc. He splashes in the three.
I spoke to Kenya Hunter this afternoon, the assistant coach at Indiana. Still recovering from that overtime loss against Syracuse. Double overtime.
Oh, Derek Whitehead, look out below. His third dunk of the half. His second year, like Hood-Schifino, came off the bench for that Geico National Championship team. Now he's a starter. He lost it going up. Here's Hood-Schifino. And he rattles it home. It's a 20-point lead for Montverde late in the first half.
Hood-Schifino really good on that mid-range pull-up. The three-point shot is the next step in his game. I think he's the best on-ball defender in the high school game.
No matter the school.
No matter the school.
Oak Hill struggling mightily in the first half. Schifino.
For guys to come here and wait a year or two, that tells me a lot about their character. It means they're very competitive guys, because Montverde Academy is not for everybody. It's highly, highly competitive.
Keltime, the junior from Toronto, knocks down the three. You got to look there at Derek Whitehead, who we are told did head to the locker room briefly. He has come back out, has not re-entered the game, as Chris Livingston knocks down the jumper. Renault hooks it in. Friendly bounce for Renault. Now has 8. Final seconds and a steal by Hood-Schifino. Montverde with numbers yet again. And Hood-Schifino does it himself right before the buzzer. Foster offline. Iwuchukwu the rebound.
Iwuchukwu can hedge a ball screen. He can convert from offense to defense and defense to offense. His hands are improving. His footwork is getting better.
Hood-Schifino, it bounces home. Jalen Hood-Schifino, the future Indiana Hoosier, with 15.
Look at the way Montverde just comes at you. They just blitz the ball screen. Yeah, they're blowing out Oak Hill and they're blitzing a ball screen.
It's NBA length on defense. Oh, Derek Whitehead, clear the runway. Another slam.
And when you're playing the NIBC this year, nobody's going to feel sorry for you, regardless of what the score is.
Livingston, it's been a tough night for the Kentucky signee, but Reeves cleans it up from the weak side.
And if you're Steve Smith, you're trying to figure out, okay, how can I keep the fight going down big? I just want to make sure my guys continue to compete defensively and help each other out.
Oh, Reeves with the block, and it ends up as a wedgie. Slam. He can also shoot from the perimeter.
You see the way Hood-Schifino pushes the ball? That's the way Kevin Boyle wants to play all season long. Take it off the miss or from the turnover and advance it with the hit-ahead pass or the dribble. The speed dribble up the court, and find your finishers, find your shooters. Hood-Schifino, 24 in the white, headed to Indiana.
No, inside with the hook. Just so tough to defend inside. Might be a touch undersized at 6'7", 215, but awfully skilled inside.
In time, he's going to demand a double team in the SEC under Mike White.
Dylan Mitchell living above the rim. Mintz at the other end. Dylan Mitchell wanted to get in on the act.
We'll take the keys to the car at Chapel Hill.
From our understanding in the NIBC, when a team leads by 35 or more, we begin to operate with a running clock. We'll see if that happens when a foul is committed, ball goes out of bounds. Montverde in firm control.
And have you noticed that Montverde, Ted, has not even played a second zone?
And so, yes, we do have the running clock with Montverde up by this much, even as Judah Mintz is at the line. Montverde shooting 60% from the floor. Mikel Tone falling away. Count it with a foul. Players, many of them newcomers. Believe it or not, it might take them time to gel against even better programs than Oak Hill, but they look awfully sharp here tonight.
Well, I think they're a great defensive team. As good.
3 players that have returned this year: Derek Whitehead, Malik Renault, and Jalen Hood-Schifino. Devin Reese scores off the steal for Oak Hill. We are playing with a running clock, under 5 minutes to go. Darren Queen, one of the top sophomores in the country, couldn't finish. But Tybo Bailey does as he spins it home.
On Duke. Chris Holtman had his team ready to play. Zed Key was sensational. E.J. Liddell has taken his game to the next level.
Devin Ree knocks down.
He's out on the circuit. He evaluates players that can play for Kevin Boyle. He understands the commitment it takes to be here. And he brings Kevin Boyle the players that Kevin can coach. Together, they're a sensational duo.
Gregory missed inside. Now, as we approach the final minute here, I love what Miller tells newcomers to Montverde. Time as it hits. Miller says, he always tells new players, coming to Montverde is the hardest thing you have ever done. Ree hits the 3 for Oak Hill. You were a big fish in a small pond, wherever you came from. You come to Montverde, now you are a fish in the ocean. You're going to have to work harder than you ever have before. Darren Queen with the slam, one of those 10 newcomers from Montverde. For Kevin Boyle's team, 86-51 on opening night of the NIBC. The defending Geico National Champions look just about as good as ever. If you want more NIBC hoops, La Lumiere coming up 9 Eastern on ESPN+. Montverde 86-51 over Oak Hill in their NIBC opener. For Paul Biancardi, this is Ted Emmerich saying so long